murder per minute. So today we're going to talk about the concept of how to arrange furniture like a boss. Now, how am I going to rearrange furniture like a boss? Ask, and you shall receive. Have you ever walked in that venue and just been like, oh no, because of the space? Well, guys, you have the opportunity to change it. I'm going to give a shout out to Michelle, Adam, and Kevin, who I was actually on a show with recently. We walked in this venue and seriously one of the worst case scenarios could have happened. We walked in the restaurant. The client was not there yet. The venue had no idea that a murder mystery was happening. And they had all the tables in 2 separate rooms. Here's what you do. You talk to the venue. You explain to them what we do, why we do it, how it works. They don't know the culture unless we explain it to them. So sometimes when you explain to the venue, hey, we have this thing going on. It's a live dinner theater where everybody is looking at us for 3 30-minute sections. We have, 90 minutes of content that people are going to want to be looking at us and seeing us from a good seat. And they're also going to want to be seated because it is a long period of time to be sitting down. Explain to them the culture about how they get up and gather clues. It's more important than just the timeline. It's about so everybody kind of knows and everybody can be on the same team with what's going on. When you explain those things, they start to go, oh, now I understand. Then when you ask for help, they're already on the bandwagon. So when I went in this space, I immediately was like, all right, the venue probably has no idea because of the space. So I went up to them and said, hey, this is the culture, and went through my entire spiel. And the woman was like, oh, we had no idea you guys were even doing a murder mystery. What can we do? Is there anything you need? Here's where all of our humble bones come in, okay? We are never above anybody at these shows. We are never above our servers. We are never above a host. We are never above our client. We are never above any managers at restaurants. We are never above anybody. We are there to help make that night happen, help make that game happen. So you want to hop in and help yourself. That does wonders. Those people always ask for cards at the end of the night. It's very valuable to be that teammate for the evening because the night doesn't happen without dinner, without the bar, without the music, without the other people that are there. At that point, I was able to convince the venue manager to move all of the tables and chairs with us into one room. Now, that made for some tight quarters, and these are some of the tricks of the trade. I looked at the space before saying anything, because anytime anything crazy happens at a show, I go, okay, think before speak. So I had to make a choice. Which room is going to be better for us to perform in? What we did is we moved the buffet table out of the room that had the direct line to the kitchen and in where the bar was. The servers loved it because there was even a curtain, and I was able to have people go in there before the show, during the first investigation, during the second investigation, and after the show. So the servers had 30-minute breaks where they didn't have to do much, and it was great. So when you have to rearrange furniture, when you're looking at a space, what are the most important things to find in your space? Number 1, a space to perform. A space large enough that you could bring up audience members and they can interact. Because truly, we can go anywhere, but we want them to feel comfortable when we ask them to come up and to play with us. Number 2, never block off the best possible way to get the body out of the room. Never block that off because you'll always be upset with yourself later when you're in the middle of the show and the chairs are too close and now you're putting your friend on the body mover in danger. Number 3, be very careful about where and how you position tables or chairs in a room so that way people are willing to get up during investigation time, run around and gather clues. You don't want them to feel like, oh, that table's really hard to get to in the back corner, so like I don't want to sit there, or I don't want to get up and run around because I feel like I'm kind of blocked off. You want people to really be able to get up and access the energy of the room. Number 4 is have the least number of seats with their back to you, if you can prevent it. Sometimes you just can't. The tables are at the round, they're maxed out, this, that, and the other. Sometimes the room's only half sold, so maybe you could pull the chairs off the front if we're performing up towards the front so nobody's backs are to you and everybody's kind of sitting at a round table facing this way. You want the least number of people to be sitting here like this. Hello? Yeah, I'm trying to watch you kill somebody. Because I don't care how many yoga classes, Pilates classes, and CrossFit classes you have taken, but this position sucks. And then eventually people will turn their backs on us, quite literally, and we don't want that to happen. Never be too far away from the guests. And sometimes that means not using the stage. I know, my skin's crawling too. It's like, but the stage is quite literally calling me. I am an actor. I stage. When there's a stage, a stage. I get it. It's tough. But the thing that you can do is make a compromise, especially when your guests put a lot of work into getting a space where there is a stage. But hey, there's a way you can fix it. You can do moments up here on the stage. Say there's guests all up and around here. There's like 400 people. Meaning the people back here have the cheap seats right now, right? That doesn't mean that you can't have a space in the center to perform. We were talking earlier about having that space to perform where you move a couple tables so that way you can really get back halfway through where everybody is and start engaging and hanging out. Sometimes if the room isn't too big, what you can do, I would say this would probably work for up to 100, 150 people, is you can have your suspect line up here, you can have a clue line up here in the second act, and then the third line up here. The options are boundless. This is yet another way that you guys can start to own these murder mysteries and know that you get to make that choice for whatever is best for that space. We're always talking about customizing things, right? We customize jokes like crazy. Why can't we customize blocking? Customize the space. Customize how we set things up so it's that much more special when everybody arrives. Thank you guys so much for always watching these Murder Pro Minutes. I know that they're going to do so much for us here in Southern California. Please make sure if you watch this video to tap, touch, drag the... You know how you like something and then it like goes over? Do the haha. Because then I know that you actually watched it.